Hello everyone, this is Stephen Balch, an instructor for Business Communications at Ozarka College. Today what I'm going to do is kind of give you a little bit of an overview of this course. Specifically, I'm going to go over the high points of the course syllabus with you and then show you the first few weeks of the activities page. Just kind of get you on the right track for this semester. Alright, so when you first log into MyOzarka and you click on the link for this course, you're going to see this page right here. It's just kind of the introductory page for the course in MyOzarka, and it'll show some information about the course at the very top of the page there. On the right hand side, you'll see the upcoming due dates for the activities in this class, and then at the bottom you'll see an announcement section, which I've already posted one announcement there. But basically, as you go through the semester and you log in to this course on a regular basis, just always kind of pay attention to the due dates to remind yourself of things that are coming up due. And then also always read the announcements, because as we go through the semester and I need to share important information with the class, this is where I will share that information. So just kind of get in the habit of reading through that on a regular basis. All right, and let's see. The main item that I want to cover today is the course syllabus. So let's go ahead and click on that. Now you'll notice on the left-hand side of the page there are navigation links that allow you to access different parts of MyOzarka. And they're all in alphabetical order. And so what I want to start with today is the syllabus. Let's click on the syllabus link. At the very top of the syllabus, it shows information about this course. And then right below that, it shows my information as the instructor. So it has my phone number, my Ozarka email address, my office hours, and so forth. Now, since this is an online class and my office is here on the Mountain View campus, unless you're also on the Mountain View campus, you're probably not going to be able to come by and see me in person if you have questions or need to share information with me during the course of the semester. So probably the best way to contact me during the course of the semester is by using the course mail link over here on the left-hand side of the page. When you use course mail to send me a message, I will be able to know exactly who is sending me the message and know what course it pertains to. If you just send me a message through my regular Ozarka email, I may or may not be able to know who's sending me the message or what course it pertains to. Probably not, unless you include it in the message itself. So just kind of be aware that if you wanted me to be able to get back to you in an efficient manner, in a timely manner, and in an effective manner, the best way to contact me is through course mail. And I'm usually pretty good about getting back to students right away. But the other thing with when you send me a message, make sure you're very specific on what you're asking about. Include page numbers or chapter numbers or something to let me know exactly what question you're asking. Because if you just say, okay, I'm having problems with an assignment, and you're not specific, then I'm going to have to reply back to you and get more information before I can answer your question. So the more information that you can provide on the front end of your message initially, the less time that we're going to have to take back and forth to get your question answered. Okay? So I'm going to be able to answer your question in a more timely manner the more specific you are. Okay? So just kind of keep that in mind. Now, I would recommend strongly that you access the course page in MyOzarka every day, at least once a day, just to remind yourself of things that are coming up due, and to get any email that course mail that I've sent out to everyone, and read the announcements that I've posted. And it's not really that big of a deal to be able to access, at least go in and look at the course page once a day, because you can do it on your phone or any device. It doesn't have to be a desktop computer. You can access it anywhere, really. So just make a habit of accessing the course page at least once a day, just to remind yourself of things that are coming up due and so forth. Okay? All right. Now, some of you have had me in classes before, and you already know who I am. Some of you don't. So let me introduce myself again. My name is Stephen Baltz. I teach business courses online and also on the Mountain View campus. My office is in Mountain View. So again, for most of you, unless you're on the Mountain View campus, you're probably going to need to contact me through course mail. Okay? All right. Let's see. Oh, and I have taught this particular course, this business communications course, the last several years. And I've really enjoyed it. I really enjoy teaching this class. And hopefully you will enjoy it as well. And so just kind of let me know if you have any questions about my background and so forth, and I'll be glad to share any information. And a lot of that I'll be sharing on the Introduce Yourself discussion item, which I'll talk about in just a minute. All right, so the next 3 items on the course syllabus are very closely tied together: course description, rationale, and outcomes. So I'm going to kind of talk about them all at one time, just to save some time on this video. Basically, in this class, we're going to learn how to effectively communicate in the business world. Okay, there are all different types of communication that we're going to learn about, from electronic communication to written communication, all kinds of different ways that we can communicate today, all the technologies that we have. We're going to learn about those and learn about the most effective way of getting your message across in business. Okay, so we'll also look at written business communications for different types of business and personal situations. We'll look at how to professionally respond to workplace criticism. We'll look at, in fact, we'll have a project on creating an effective resume and cover letter. We'll also have a project where you'll get a chance to do a interview for a job. Okay, and I'll talk more about that a little bit later on in the semester. You'll also learn effective proofreading skills. And then finally, you'll learn how to create informal and formal reports. All right? So just let me know if you have any questions about those first 3 items there on the course syllabus, and I'll be happy to answer any questions that you have. They're pretty well self-explanatory, but like I said, if you do have questions, just let me know. All right. The next item on the syllabus is the textbook required materials. This is what the textbook looks like right here. It's called BCom edition 11th edition, and the ISBN number is shown there. Make sure that when you go and purchase your textbook, whether you do that in the college bookstore or somewhere else, just make sure you verify that you're getting the correct textbook by checking the ISBN number. Okay? And then, in addition to the textbook, you'll need a reliable internet connection, either at home, or if you don't have it at home, you'll have to use the computers here on campus to do your work for this course. All right? So let me know if you have questions about the required materials for the class. Next item on the syllabus is methods of instruction. This is pretty well self-explanatory, so I'm not going to waste your time reading it to you. Just take some time this first week of class to read through that section and all the sections of the course syllabus, and let me know if you have questions. All right, the next item on the course syllabus is probably the most important part of the syllabus, because it outlines exactly how your grade's going to be determined in this class. And I know students are definitely interested in knowing that information, so make sure you take some time to carefully read through this evaluation procedure section. All right. Basically, in this course, we're going to have 5 things, actually 6 things, that are going to determine your grade. You're going to have assignments, discussions, chapter tests, projects, a midterm exam, and a final exam. All right, and it shows what percentage each one of those represents as a percentage of your final course grade. All right, so just kind of look through that. Like I said, I'm not going to read these to you. I'm going to let you read through it, but definitely take some time to read through this this evaluation procedure section, because it is an extremely important part of the course syllabus. All right. Now, the very last paragraph of the evaluation procedure section is the artificial intelligence use policy, or AI policy. What I've done here is I've basically included information about that the level of AI use that you can do in this course, and the kind of limitations of some of the things that I don't want you to use AI for. Now, it's perfectly fine to use AI to learn more about the concepts presented in this course, just to kind of get a better understanding of the material. But what I don't want you to do is rely on AI so much that you're having AI do all your work for you. Okay? Obviously, that's not going to benefit you in the long run. So, I am going to be looking for this, and this is something that's closely tied to the academic integrity section of the syllabus, which I'll talk about in just a minute. But basically, what it comes down to is you want to make sure you're using your own words for all the activities in this class. And it's most of the time, it's pretty easy to tell whether you're using your own words or you're using someone else's words. Okay? So just be very careful with that, because there are penalties for submitting someone else's work as your own, okay, which is a violation of the academic integrity policy. All right? So just let me know if you have questions about that. Next section of the course syllabus is the grading scale. Just read through that. I'm not going to read it to you. Just kind of look through it. It's the standard grading scale that you see for most of your classes. All right, the next section of the course syllabus is also very important for you to look through, which is the makeup policy. All right, and again, I'm not going to read it to you. It's pretty well self-explanatory. Just read through it. Let me know if you have questions about it. I'll be happy to answer any questions that you have. All right, the next item here that I want us to look at, that I kind of alluded to just a little bit ago, was the academic integrity section. Okay. The academic integrity section, I definitely want you to take some time this first week of class to carefully read through this and let me know if you have any questions about it. Again, basically it comes down to this. You want to make sure you're doing your own work for this course. When you submit an activity for this course, you're basically telling me that you did this work on your own, that it's your words that you're using. So if I find out that you're not using your own words, there are penalties for that. So, and it outlines all of that in this academic integrity section. So again, read through it carefully. Let me know if you have any questions. All right. The last few items there on the course syllabus, I'm going to let you just read through. They're just standard sections that you're going to see on all of your course syllabi. So just read through those sections. Let me know if you have questions. All right, so that's the course syllabus. So especially those things that I said were very important. Again, I want you to carefully read through those. I really want you to read through the whole thing, but especially pay attention to those items that I said were very important. And again, just let me know if you have questions. All right, the other thing I want to show you today is the activities page in my Ozarka. So you'll notice over here on the navigation pane over on the left-hand side of the page, all of these navigation links are in alphabetical order. Activities is the very first link. So we're going to click on activities. And this activities page basically just divides the semester into weeks. And the week that a particular set of activities is due will show up under that particular week. On the activities page. So you'll notice under week 1 we have 3 items there. We have a getting started link, introduce yourself, and a download Office 365 link. And I'm going to talk about each one of those. Let's start with the Getting Started link there. Here what I've done is I've just kind of provided a convenient location for you to access the syllabus for the class, the schedule for the class, and the textbook information for the class. You can get all that information other places, but this is just kind of a convenient place for you to get all those important documents that you need to look over this first week of class. Okay? So that's the Getting Started. Now, there's nothing to turn in for the Getting Started activity. You just need to make sure you look through those documents, get your textbook, read through the syllabus this first week of class. That's basically what that is. All right, the next item is Introduce Yourself. Let's click on that. This is basically a discussion post that I've created that I want you to read through my introduction to the class there, and then use the reply button down here to reply with information that you would like to share with the class. For example, your educational and career goals, your hobbies, your interests, what you hope to get from this class, and so forth. Whatever information that you would like to share, just use the reply button to reply with that information about yourself. And then as you reply, what I will do is I'll reply to your post, and then I will put your points in for this activity, which it's worth 10 points. Okay? All right. So that's really this first week of class. That's really the only thing that you're going to be submitting for a grade will be that Introduce Yourself discussion item. Okay? All right. The last item under week 1 is the Download Office 365 link. What that is that's a place where you can download. There's a link under Resources here that allows you to access the Office 365 download page, and you'll need to download and install Office 365 on your computer because we will be using the software in Microsoft Office as we go through the semester and create our projects. For example, our resume and cover letter. We'll also do some Excel worksheets and so forth. And so you'll need to have that software so that you're going to be able to do those projects later on in the semester. Okay? So in addition to the other things that I've already talked about under week 1, this first week of class, you'll also need to download and install that software. And if you have problems downloading it, just let me know, and I'll direct you to the IT department where they can help you get that downloaded. Okay? All right. So, again, this first week of class, the only thing that you actually will submit for a grade will be the Introduce Yourself discussion. Okay? The other 2 things, you just need to complete those activities, but there won't actually be points for those. All right. The first set of textbook activities will be due the second week of class, next week. Specifically, Wednesday, August 27th is when those are due. So you have a little over a week. So that's why it's very important to go ahead and get your textbook this first week of class as soon as you can. Don't wait until the second, third, fourth week because you're going to probably miss some activities there. So get your textbook as soon as you can. That way you can get started on those that first set of chapter activities. All right, so you've got the chapters 1 and 2 assignment, test, and discussion all due by Wednesday of next week. There's also a case study link there, which is the document you'll need to read in order to be able to complete the discussion. Okay, so be working on those activities. Again, get your textbook, read through the course syllabus, and just let me know if you have questions. And I'm really looking forward to teaching this class this semester. I'm really looking forward to having each one of you in class, and hopefully you will learn a lot in this class. I think you will. I think you'll enjoy it. And so have a great semester, and I will talk to you next time. Thank you.